Are you in the process of buying a property in Spain? Or maybe you have the intention to buy a property in Spain in the near future. In this video, I'm going to give you some tips for negotiating prior to buying a property in Spain and get the best price possible. Normally, this phase is carried out directly by the potential buyer with the real estate agent and the seller. In many cases also, the lawyer is also asked to handle the negotiation and transcribe all the agreed points or conditions without any misunderstandings. My recommendation for a successful outcome of an important negotiation is to hire an independent professional to represent you who has the extensive experience, someone with a full experience and deep knowledge of the market in which you are interested. Like a real estate agent will give you confidence, or a lawyer that will give you confidence in order to negotiate best price and conditions. It is always easier to negotiate for a third party and to be able to separate the emotional part, because you may be in love with a property. So this is why it is highly recommended to hire a professional to advise you on the purchase of a property and to negotiate important conditions that will be the basis of a future purchase with guarantees, timing, price, and different situations that may happen or may arise. Probably knowing how to negotiate the purchase price of a property is one of the most difficult phases of the whole process. Obviously, the process starts really with that, and then once the price is agreed, the contract is agreed, then all the conditions are included in the contract. But this is why this process is really important, especially considering the current state of the real estate market, which has been growing for several years. Although, of course, the more you have saved as much cash as you have and you do not depend on any financial or company, the easier will be to buy or negotiate for a property. And also you will be able to have access to a loan mortgage, of course, if the conditions are okay. My recommendation, if you play your cards right, you can get a discount probably between 10 and 20% when buying a property. So it is important that in the negotiation you are aware of your advantages when the negotiation starts. Generally, the seller anticipates the negotiations and offers the property a little bit more expensive than it is really, so that a discount does not affect the seller so much. It is like the seller expects really you to make an offer. I recommend many clients to start offering some price, obviously with important arguments. Most often, any seller will want to close the transaction as soon as possible. This is why it's important to negotiate correctly at the beginning. Taking these factors into account, you should not feel self-conscious when negotiating the price of a property. So please take the initiative and do not hide your intention to get the best price. Okay, here we go. Let's write down some tips we understand that will help you, and I personally recommend you. It is important to find out what is the real price. Why do I say that? Because sometimes it looks like there is a real price, but it's not. As I already mentioned, the seller takes into account that the selling price of the house will be negotiated. For this reason, the seller usually puts the starting price a little bit higher than the real price of the property of the house. The market study, if you study the market, you could do it by internet with estate agents that you instruct. It's something that you should do and will help you to evaluate this strategy. Do not agree at the first time or first offer the price that is offered. As I understand, the final price could be between 10 and 20% less. Second point, it is important to know how long the property has been unsold, how how long the property has been on sale. Really, the first thing you should know is how long it takes to sell a house on the average area where you want to buy. So it is important that obviously when you find out how long the property has been for sale, usually you are going to be able to understand the important issue of the property has been not sold because of this or because of that. So that will be a big argument in order to enter in a negotiation. Okay, it is important also to know which are the charges of the property that have at the time of buying the property, at the time of selling the property. It is important to ask, for example, for the property info. This sometimes is not given to you because you are still do not have any binding situation with the seller or with the agent, but a property registry information will give you like good information, really. Maybe it has a mortgage, the property, maybe there are some taxes pending to pay, maybe there is an embargo, maybe the sellers are on a divorce proceeding, maybe they just want to sell rapidly because they want to buy another property. Well, there are plenty of situations that is important you to know before you buy the property, before you enter in a negotiation of a property. Sometimes, as I said, it's difficult to get this info, but obviously if you instruct a lawyer, if you instruct an agent, well, they may get this information easy or rapidly. Okay, and it is important that at this stage, if you're gonna sign any document or make any offer, obviously just you to instruct a lawyer, an independent lawyer, in order to check any documents that you may be offered to sign. It is important to know why the seller wants to sell the property. That is important, as I said. Maybe they are in a hurry, maybe they want to just to buy another property. It is extremely important. So to negotiate the price of a house, it is just not enough to, it's like not negotiate like a bargain. It's like, okay, I'm going to have some arguments. In order to negotiate the price of a house, you have to argue important reasons to the seller. In addition, also, it is important also to add that you have a financial capacity which is wealthy, which is good. And I've been many occasions watching how people want to negotiate, just saying the defects of the property to get a discount, but that's not makes real sense for me. If you do it in an intelligent and perceptive way, a justified way, each reason that you may say, I personally understand and I have experience with clients or agents that have done it correctly, you will be successful. When negotiating a final offer, it is important to demonstrate also that your financial situation is good, is wealthy, as I said before. If you go, for example, with a pre-approved mortgage, or the possibility that you say, well, I have enough money, I'm going to buy with cash, which I already have, that will give you, also will provide you, the owner, with a lot of guarantees. Me, for example, if I were an owner, a seller, and you come with that, obviously the negotiation with me will be rapid, and I will be open to negotiate probably the price. Remember that when negotiating the price of a property, any owner would prefer to sell it to someone with good financial situation. Okay, another point I want to arise here is to calculate the price of the purchase, the costs, and any expenses that possibly happens if you want to make some renovations. Important, when you buy a property, it is a must that you know what are going to be the taxes, what is going to the cost of a notary, the registry, and the lawyers. In case you instruct a personal and real estate shopper, that's also something that you need to take into account. But also renovations, which I would say in many occasions, on 95% of the properties, need some renovations or need some changes as a requirement by the buyer. So that is important to calculate that. And well, there are many factors also that will give you advantages to dominate the negotiation. And normally this type of information is acquired by contracting, as I said before, an independent professional. Do you need help to know how to negotiate the price of a property of a home? Or do you need help on representing you when buying a property in Spain? In any case, it is very important to negotiate with calm, without any hurry, with passion. And if you are not prepared or need any help in negotiation, you will be able always to call us. And our website is the telephone number, and it's www.pizheredia.com. We have a conveyancing service and a department property expert lawyers, which we will help you to buy the property of your dreams in Spain. And also, we will recommend you the best real estate agencies and real estate personal shoppers. Thank you very much for listening to this video. We hope it has been helpful and gives you important info you may need when buying a property in Spain. Please do not hesitate to contact us if you have any question regarding this content. Thank you very much, and looking forward to seeing you in the next videos.